With only a couple of events to go in these Marble Olympics, we move to Precision Slalom. 4 teams starting off early on here to decide seedings in the quarterfinals. You see the color-coded grid at the bottom. This is all about how many of your marbles land closer to the center without going in that pit right in the middle, which is worth 0 points. There you can see the point distributions. The closer you stay to the center, the better you are, unless you go in. Right now we're dealing with a tie-break at this point. So far nobody has found that center pit, but Thunderbolt's really flirting with it that time before retreating slightly. Thunderbolts, of course, just took the lead in the championship for the Marble Olympics after a bronze in the last event. Of course, they got gold back in the collision earlier in these Marble Olympics. Thunderbolts had overtaken longtime leader Savage Speeders, and Rojo Rollers are giving chase. Mellow Yellow and Orangers rounding out the top 5 with just a couple of events to go. And this time, Snowballs, it looks like, is going to pick up the win pretty easily. A couple of marbles on that yellow 4-point section. Now our top 2 of 3 teams in the championship. Ooh! Rojo Rollers and Savage Speeders are in this heat, and 2 marbles have found that center pit. Going to be worth 0 points for them. Otherwise, a pretty wide spread off to the sides, but Pinkies have done enough to move on. Balls of Chaos, Orangers, Jawbreakers, and Limers in this match. A heat to get into the quarterfinals. Orangers sending a couple toward the center, nearly falling into that center pit. Boy, if they can stabilize there, then Orangers are going to pick up some good points here. Yes, they will. Orangers coming from 5th in the championship right now, win that one handily by 9 points. And they're going to be moving on to the quarterfinals. This time it's team versus team in each of these to move on toward the finals. Team Momo and Team Mellow Yellow starting off, the latter of whom is 4th in the standings. Momo are 6th. Everybody clear on the first pass of the pit. Ooh, one of the Mellow Yellows passing very close to it. We'll see if they can stabilize. And this might be fairly close in the point standings. But I think Momo is going to pick it up. Yeah, looking at that yellow and an orange. Square occupation. Now Snowballs and Balls of Chaos moving in lockstep until they crash into that left side wall. Oh, and one of them is into the center pit. Not good. Balls of Chaos should be able to capitalize from that, and will move on out of the quarterfinals as we get the official ruling once the marbles do settle. And it's Balls of Chaos capitalizing on one of the 0-point marbles from the Snowballs. Now Thunderbolts and Pinkies, the championship leaders for these Marble Olympics. Pinkies, meanwhile, are the polar opposite, back in 15th. That is the penultimate position. But based on that yellow square occupation, will they actually move on? We'll see what that rightmost marble for Thunderbolts is doing, and it finally settles in, and Pinkies will do it. They knock out the championship leaders in the quarterfinals. Cobalts and Orangers. Orangers found one center spot in the last one. They will do the same in the quarterfinals now. One of the Orangers sitting in that center pit. Otherwise, as we wait for that last marble to stabilize, Cobalts will do it. So now into the semifinals. Team Momo and Balls of Chaos will be the first ones to go away. Then Pinkies and Cobalts. All right, Momo and Balls of Chaos now careening their way down this slalom course toward the point grid. And we'll see here, I think, as I say that, I was going to say nobody's going to find that center pit, but then we saw that big shift back toward the middle. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, you saw the updated point standings for those who will not medal. Of course, points are still awarded based on finishing position, and overall points gained here help to give those points for the overall championship. Cobalts and Pinkies now. Pinkies with that frontmost marble. We'll see if anybody catches that pit immediately. Not yet. Ooh, a couple flirt with it from the Pinkies, especially that nearmost one a couple of times, leaning over the edge. And yes, look at that. Pinkies are going to be moving on based on nothing else, just that one marble in the middle. Heck of a job. No, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, actually, we take a look back there. No, they will not move on. It's all about consistency and total point scoring, and based on being more toward the center on that pink strip on the left-hand side, the Pinkies are knocked out of the semifinals. A little bit surprising there, even with a marble nearly hitting the bullseye, if you will. And so for that, I will reserve judgment as we move on to this next semifinal to decide who moves on now. Balls of Chaos can't quite do it against Pinkies, 10-7. Now in the final, Cobalts and Team Momo. Hard hits off there. Cobalts send one in. Team Momo nearly sends one in. It bounces off the Cobalt marble and instead will settle in that center square. Not in the pit, but just in the nearmost. But how did all the other marbles shake out? That's the important thing. We'll finally take a look here, getting toward the final judgment from timing and scoring. And there you have it, Team Momo, 13-7, a solid job picking up the gold medal over Cobalts, then Pinkies, rounding out the bronze. So we take a look at the updated standings. Thunderbolts still maintain their top spot, but Momo has jumped Rojo Rollers into third place in these Marblelympics. Then O'Rangers, Mellow Yellow, and Jawbreakers a little bit farther behind. Congratulations to the winners of the Precision Slalom event. Just a couple of events to go here in the Marblelympics. Stay tuned for more.